Hello, and welcome to the LP Variety Hour, where he gets to talk about anything he wants to, anything that comes off the top of his head, anything in the world that bugs him. He can talk about it because there is no video to edit. This is just audio. If you don't like podcasts and things like that, you should definitely tune out right now, because this is just going to be a guy talking for a whole long time. That's it. Well, hello there, my sweet little puka shell abalone sunshine princess. How are all you guys doing? Welcome back to the LP Variety Hour. I want to actually talk about something real quick, guys, and I want to say that I'm going to end up probably talking about some stuff that may offend children or younger people on this here Variety Hour podcast, YouTube podcast, whatever you want to call this sweet little merry-go-round that we've made here. I'm going to talk about stuff that may not be subject matter for children or anyone younger than maybe 17, 18, something like that, right around there. Sometimes I might get into some moral stuff that's kind of wrong. Sometimes I don't really curse that much in these videos and audio recordings because I don't like promoting cussing. Cursing is not a good thing. It's bad. I've done a lot of it. It's not good. Anyhow, let's get to the meat of the LP Variety Hour, where I talk to you people. And I'd like to talk about the Colorado trip. That was quite humbling. That was a very, very humbling trip. It's crazy that me and my brother are filming C.T. Fletcher. Do you guys realize how crazy that is? Did you guys see the vlog where I was eating food and I'm like, hey, C.T., what are you eating for lunch? What are you eating? He's like, oh, I got salmon and rice, man. It's unreal. And that guy is so cool, man. Literally, the guy is like, he's like your dad or something. He's just like really cool. I mean, there's no like, he's not uptight about anything. You can tell he's not easily embarrassed, for sure. And it was just an unreal trip. That gym that you guys saw in my vlog, amazing. Armbrust Gym. Shout out to Dylan that owns that place. Seriously, you guys. Every single person walking around that gym, I mean, except for like, it's in that gym, it's as rare to see a normal person as it is to see a really big yoke dude in a 24-hour fitness here in San Diego. Like, everybody is yoked and looking sweet, man. Even the women that got big, powerful legs. It is awesome. And it like, seriously, if any of you guys are ever in Colorado, you have to go visit Armbrust in Denver. It is amazing. If you're a fan of bodybuilding, if you don't go there, you are a silly goose. I'm not even kidding. Anyway, talking about more stuff about the trip. I don't know if you guys saw in the vlog, but there was this one point in the airport where I was on an escalator that takes you across flat land, which in this first world is something that we have. Yes, it's amazing. But as I went by people on that thing, I would whisper sweet nothings into their ear. And not one of them, I looked in the footage, not one of them looked behind them to see who whispered into their ear. Think about that for a second. That's like so disturbing that, like, if somebody whispered something in my ear and they were like, hey, I think you're a spectacular person, I would turn around to see who said that, because I don't know, I think it's kind of funny, first of all, that they'd whisper it in my ear on an escalator that goes by. Of course I'd look. I'd be like, who just said that? That's a funny person. No one looked at all. Not one person. Didn't even care I was whispering stuff in their ears. Think about that for a second, man. That's kind of scary that, like, there's people walking around in this world that, like, you can do stuff in front of them, you get no reaction. Nothing. Because they're afraid of, like, the social consequences if they react. Man, if you think about that for a second, that's pretty crazy. A lot of people are in like a little prison of their own social consequences. Like, what are people going to think if I do this? What's somebody going to think if I say hi to my friend right now in the elevator? Oh, I'm too scared. These people, I'll wait to say hi until after I get out of the elevator. Anyhow, back to the Colorado trip. One thing I'd like to talk about, and I'm a little bit frustrated, and a lot of you guys might be mad at me. I'm not sure. I might get called a conspiracy theorist, but I'm just a fan of that kind of thing. I think sometimes it's funny. I like how far some people take things in their theories. Like, it's amazing. So in case you guys didn't know, Uh, I forgot this until we were leaving the Denver airport on the way home, and I forgot that Denver is this supposed oh man, what do they think it is? Oh yeah, everybody thinks it's a like a human. It's a human where they basically just execute mass executions basically. So what people think is that the Denver airport, I swear yeah, I think it is the Denver airport. There's this theory that it's basically set up to have people flown in and then have mass killings underground. They have these like conveyor belts for killing people with like sprayers where they spray poison on them and stuff. I'm just saying theoreticals here, guys. This is just something that I watched and I found it kind of funny, so now I'm talking about it. I'm not saying this is what the Denver airport is for, okay? But they take you in these like underground layers and like blueprints and stuff at the airport, and they claim that there's like, so apparently they're running a lot of the airport or a lot of the airplanes or something like that off of natural gas. So they have these natural gas tanks there. What people thought those were in pictures was they thought that those were like places for you to execute mass amounts of humans, because there's large like radioactive vents near the runway, really far away from the airport, which is probably where you'd want to vent natural gas. Just saying. This is the kind of crap that I used to watch sometimes and believe. I mean, maybe it is true. Maybe it is true. If you came at me and you took me on a tour and you're like, "Hey man, no, this is the place where they're going to kill people here," and you showed me dead bodies, of course I would believe you in a heartbeat. But what was the one oh yeah. The one thing that I missed at the Denver airport that I was so angry about. Oh man, I was mad. I was so mad. There's actually these murals in the Denver airport. I don't know if you guys have heard about these things, man. They are pretty crazy. I definitely recommend that you guys look up Denver airport murals. Weird, 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 man. I'm not even going to talk about them because they're so weird. When you look at them and you start looking at like, it is very strange what's painted in these paintings. And it's what got me interested in the entire Denver airport thing. And I was so mad because when we were at the Denver airport, I wanted to get my picture next to one of these murals so bad. I wanted to actually, for this very LP Variety Hour, I wanted a picture of me doing one of my like majestic, stupid poses where I look up at the sky all noble, right in front of the weird mural thing that they've made there. Oh man, you guys have to go look these up. They are very strange. And there's been like, there was an art major, some kind of art college teacher that did like an analyzation of the actual painting, and he's like a multi, tons of degrees in art. Anyhow, he analyzes the paintings, and you're just like, what? What is painted in there? That's pretty crazy. That aside, the Denver airport was absolutely beautiful, and as you guys saw in my vlog, there is a large sculpted, beautiful metal orchid in the center of where you actually come up from the airplane. It's nice. It's very, very nice. It is an amazing airport. And also, one more thing about flying. I'm going to stop in a second. I swear, my sweet begonia. One thing I have to say about flying that I do like, and I think it's pretty cool, is that, so we were there filming CT Fletcher, right? CT Fletcher has like 800K subs on YouTube. He is a very, what we could say, quote unquote, a famous gentleman, a person that has a whole large following. So when he goes places, like, people recognize him and stuff, but like he goes to like, his gym opening, or he goes to this supplement shop that we went to, he's got everybody greeting him and everything. Or if you're any kind of celebrity whatsoever, you could be, I saw Phil Heath one time. When you go to the airport, unless you have security with you, all of a sudden you're just a normal person, man. You got to check your the lady at the luggage check-in, guess what? She doesn't care that you're Phil Heath. She doesn't know who Phil Heath is. She doesn't know who that is. She's like, oh yeah, you're really big. You're cool looking. Wow, man, you're a big bodybuilder. Neat. Yeah, I'm Phil Heath. I don't know who that is. They get no special treatments. Like, unless you're a huge, huge, huge celebrity, you don't get any kind of special treatment at the airport. And I kind of enjoy that. It kind of brings everybody down to the exact same line. Everybody's the same person. You're not special at the airport. I actually really enjoy it. Like, you could be super duper rich. Guess what, baby? You still got to wait in the security line. It doesn't matter. If I want to touch your butt, when I think that I see some kind of gun on you or think you have metal, I get to touch your butt just like everybody else. Just because you have Gucci sunglasses on does not mean that you're going to escape my little hands fondling your buttocks. And so that's kind of why I like it. It brings everybody down to like, well, it's not a happy medium at all. It's a very miserable, angry, resentful, terrible, horrible state that everybody's in at the airport. Everybody's all resenting and angry. And that's okay. Last point about the airport, guys. I promise, okay? This is the last one. Set your stopwatches. One thing I have to say about the airport that bugs me. I'm a person, I get this from my grandmother. And I just see actions and I see things. People's body language. Not what they're saying, but how they're saying it. Where do your eyes look when you say something? That kind of thing. You know what I mean? And what I see at the airport, let's just say, oh man, this is going to sound very weird. Let's just say that like alcohol corporations owned a large part of airlines. If you think about that, think about when you go to the airport, everything is so miserable. They could make things a lot more pleasurable. Like when you take your shoes off, I'm sorry, man. A lot of those security guys, they're just kind of standing there doing nothing. They're hired to what? Stand there and do nothing? Like, help a guy with his shoes, man. Like, you got rubber gloves on. Hand a guy his shoes. Or like, scoot that little cubby plastic thing that you put your backpack in. Scoot a little closer to me, man. Enjoy your job. Do a good deed. Like, be a nice person. But no, instead, it's almost as though someone told them, no, be as mean as you can. Make their lives miserable. It's weird, like, how everything is just set up at the airport to just make you unhappy sometimes. Some of the airports are horrible. I mean, way bad. The vibe is terrible. And so I always watch, like, a lot of people drink at the airport. Like, we were flying out of here at, I think, at 8 or 9 a.m. for Colorado. And there was a full bar. There was no seats at a bar. At 8 a.m., no seats available. Sorry, these people are taking shots and drinking mimosas. That's what they're doing at 8 a.m. on a weekday. Yeah, at the airport. What? Like, yeah, maybe you're on a layover. Well, I guess you're on a layover. I guess it'd kind of be maybe fun to drink at 8 a.m. You're like, oh, it's actually 5 p.m. for us. We're drinking at 8 a.m. So I guess I kind of give them a pass. Maybe that's what they were doing. But I really do feel like maybe there's some part of the airport that is like, I don't know, involved with some kind of the booze companies or something. Like, if you look at how much booze is consumed on airplanes and in the airport, it is quite incredible. And it's also incredible to me how dudes think that if you see a woman sitting at a bar in an airport, that you're going to hit on her and you're going to get some, or you're going to have something. What is she going to do? Come back with you to your hotel that you don't have because you're flying out in like 10 minutes or like a half an hour or something like that? It's stupid. Me and my brother watched this one lady at a bar. It was so entertaining. It was on the first trip. It was to Ohio. This woman had so many middle-aged men come up and try and hit on her. And they were like those really stupid shy guys that like don't hit on a girl. They're just like, oh, hey, where you headed? Oh, let me buy you a drink real quick. Let me talk about this. Let me not talk about how I think you're pretty at all and how I like you. Nope, we'll just talk about things that beat around the subject. Like that kind of thing. Man, it is boring to watch. I want to see a middle-aged dude. I want to see some middle-aged dudes out there. Middle-aged dudes, if you're watching right now, I want to watch some middle-aged dudes that just kill it when they start talking to a woman. Man, I love watching that. Just compliment them, man. You are beautiful. Look at how pretty you are. I like you. Man, we should go out sometime. Boom. Say something positive about her. Say like, man, you must cause a fight when you go in a bar because you're so beautiful. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. You don't say that to a woman. Anyhow, I'm going to stop on the airport thing, and I have a list of things right here that I have to talk about. I wrote them down all week just for you people. I was thinking about you all week long. I could have wrote you a song. I could have made a sweet serenade or something like that. But no, I wrote ideas instead. All right, the first thing I'm going to talk about, have the ability to admire what others do. Just have the ability to admire what others do. I know that sounds real simple, and there's probably somebody in your mind that you admire what they do, but you need to keep in mind that there are some close-minded people out there. There are a lot of them in well, I won't mention my geographical location. It just happens to be a place that I move iron on a daily basis. Not my new gym, just saying. And you'll have a lot of people that are very, very resentful. And no matter what you do, no matter how much you succeed, no matter how much money you make, no matter how many rainbows you make and how many pots of gold you find, or barbecue sandwiches you eat in a barbecue eating sandwich contest, no matter what you do, you just can't ever impress them. They're just always pissed, always angry at the world, always negative, and you're just never going to please them. And the better you do, the more they hate you. They're never going to ask you a question. They're never going to be like, hey, man, how did you succeed at what you're doing? Nope, never going to get that, man. Always just going to get resentment, closed-mindedness, and the rejection of your new ideas. That is all you're going to get with some people. And so what I want to talk about is okay, here we go. I don't even need to talk about it. Well, I need to talk about it, but I'm going to put it to you in a completely different way. I'm sorry, let me re-speak my words. I will put it to you in a different manner that is a little bit easier. Let's just say that LP quit saying nice things to people. If you saw me in the gym, if you saw me when, like, okay, there's a gentleman named, oh man, I forget his name. He's a police officer. He's at my gym. Every time I see this guy, I'm like, damn, man, you look good, bro. Like, holy hell, one day I'm going to be 220. I'm going to be as big as you, man. You'll see one day. Hey, how much you eating right now? How many calories you take? What do you weigh right now? Like, ask questions, man. If you see someone that's succeeding at something that you want to do, walk up and ask a question. Let's say I quit doing that today. I stopped doing it today. I'm going to bet you guys probably wouldn't like my YouTube channel anymore. On Instagram, I leave like all sorts of fun comments on people's photos like, oh man, look at those delts. That's awesome. Because if somebody has good delts, guess what? And if I find them sexy, I'm going to say that their delts are sexy because I want to encourage them. That way they're like, oh man, LP thought my delts were sexy. You know what? I'm going to go hit shoulders twice as hard tomorrow because I want them veins in my shoulders. Yes. Look what I did. I made someone try harder with my nice words. It's such an easy thing to do. Or even if you just have someone in the gym, ladies, guys, whoever it is in the gym, there's like that one person that you're like, man, I want to look like that person. Do not come up with ways in your head, oh, well, they must take steroids and they must shoot whatever doody booty do and they must take this and that girl's a slut. Doody blah 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 blah. No, just look at it and be like, accept the fact that you aren't what you want to be. Look at the thing you want to be and then ask the thing you want to be how you become that thing. It's really that simple. Like I don't really like talking about this because I don't like to talk negatively about people, but there's something I should definitely talk about. And I have people there's kids in my gym that are as tall as me on the exact same journey. Well, maybe they're shorter than me, whatever. They're skinny kid trying to get big, whatever. And all I get is resentment, just resentment, and talking to their friends, pointing and like, what are you pointing and laughing about? I'm in here doing the same thing you are. I'm not even wearing my hot pink shoes, man. What are you laughing at? There's nothing to laugh at, man. Anyhow, I just don't understand how some people are just so close-minded. They're just so caught up in, yet again, like, how they look socially, that they just can't even congratulate someone. They can't even say, hey, man, you did a great job at what you're doing. Good job. And, if there's anything that you guys can do, it's if you have one of these people in your life, because every one of you does. Everybody has one of these people in their life. And maybe it's you. Talk to that person. Maybe ask them what's wrong, or be positive towards them, and then they'll see that and they'll go, man, whenever Adam, whatever your name is. Let's say your name is Nebuchadnezzar. Man, whenever Nebuchadnezzar says something to me that's super positive, it makes me feel better. And you know what? Whenever I see him say positive things to other people, I like that. I think it is very honorable that he says positive things to people all the time. That's really cool. You know what? I think I want to do that. That's very noble. And that's all you can do sometimes, guys, is you could just show people the light. They can take the light and they can put it on their little torch and navigate their way down the cave, or they can not take the light and they can just sit in the cave and become a little ball of terrible mold that has a stalactite or whatever above them and dripping ice water on them. Anywho, let's go ahead and talk about the next subject, because, I mean, I feel like I don't want to dwell on subjects too long. Oh, this is one. Wow. Okay, guys, this one really makes me angry. Whenever people act like they don't know what you're talking about, just to seem like they're super cool and they've got so much going on in their life that, oh, I don't have any time to pay attention to that. Like, you'll be talking about something, you'll be like, you'll be talking about powerlifting versus bodybuilding. Some bodybuilder might be like, oh, I don't pay any attention to powerlifting. I don't even know what that is, man. It's like, so you don't take any interest in it at all? Nothing? So we can't, like, have a quick conversation about it or anything like that? There's just nothing. There's zero for us. You have no interest for that whatsoever at all, period. And you just think it's stupid. So what if I told you I was a power lifter? We have nothing to talk about? Like, that's stupid. Like, you'll be talking to somebody about, even me, like, I try my best not to watch primetime or, like, normal TV. Someone will start talking to me about it, I'll be like, oh, you know, I'm really sorry. I don't really watch TV that much, because I've always got stuff to do and stuff like that. I'm really sorry. But I'll still talk to them about it, you know? Like, I'll be like, oh, yeah, you watch this thing on this one show? Oh, that's neat. Like, what about this? And what if that? Ooh, excuse me, I belched. What about this and that, you know? There are still ideas you can discuss. Like, you don't have to know everything about something. Just because you don't know everything about something doesn't mean that you have to be like, that's stupid. Nope, I don't even know what you're talking about. I just really don't like that. Like, you know, you could be talking about, oh man, have you ever seen a Chris Jones video? Oh no, I don't watch YouTube. YouTube's stupid. Dumb. Nope, don't know what you're talking about. Stupid. It's like, what? Why? Why'd you do that, man? How do you know it's not my life calling? How do you know that, like, you know what I mean? Like, well, for me, personally, basically, not many people watch YouTube, guys. All you guys do, of course, you're subscribed. I thank you very much, and thank you for being a very loyal subscriber base that always has kind comments, and I love making videos. I love your guys' reactions to them. It's amazing. But not a lot of people know about YouTube. Like, they hear about it, but they don't know that it is a resource for vast amounts of entertainment, and also lots and lots of very, very good information. But unfortunately, a lot of people, you start talking about YouTube and they just go, oh, whatever. Yeah, I don't watch YouTube. That's dumb. I don't know how to type things in a search bar. I just like to flick the channel changer. That's all I do. Yep. Yeah, if it ain't on TV, I don't even pay attention to it. It's stupid. It's dumb. Nope. I like commercials to be interlaid within my entertainment. That's what I like. Yeah. Yeah, I just can't stand it, guys. Like, people just act like something's just so stupid. How do you know that that's not your new calling, man? How do you know somebody's not talking about welding in front of you, like welding stainless steel or something, and like, you're the best welder in the world. You could make a perfect welding bead, and this guy talking about it in front of you is going to be the thing that changes your life. But instead, what you decided to do is be like, no, I don't know nothing about welding at all. That's stupid. Anyhow, this subject is kind of stupid, and I'm going to go to the next subject. It's not that stupid. It was actually a pretty good thing to talk about. I'm completely kidding. Oh, this is a good one. I like this. This is something that a lot of people are not going to like me talking about, but I've seen a lot of people cheat in college. Not so much cheat. It's not they didn't cheat. They'll like take one paper and it's like a 2-page paper. They'll re-sculpt the paper and reset, rewrite a paper based upon another paper. Or they'll use this resource here and that. And furthermore, I feel that if you can find a way around doing a bunch of paperwork, I feel as though you're a pretty good candidate for a workplace and you're figuring out how to take shortcuts. I know cheating is bad and you're not supposed to cheat. That's bad. But you did find a pretty cool shortcut. And so sometimes I feel like sometimes they should see some kids cheating and be like, wow, you like hacked this thing and then you went through this database and you made it through this firewall and then, hey man, can we pull you aside real quick and talk to you about maybe getting you a job at a corporation where you can help with security and do. See what I mean? Like sometimes cheating, it is bad. Yeah, it's bad. But what you're dealing with is a human being that has figured out a more efficient way to get something done. You said, hey, I need you guys to write this information on this paper. It needs to be 2-page, it needs to be double-spaced. They gave it to you, man. They just found a more efficient, quicker way of doing it. They may not have learned anything, but they did learn how to be a lot more efficient. And call me out if I'm wrong here, but everybody says, the whole system says that college, that high school, that this, that is all to get you ready for quote unquote the workplace. So me personally, if you see some person that's being extremely efficient and getting things done way faster than all the other students, I hate to say it, man, but that's a pretty good worker. They're pretty efficient. They figure out how to get things done. Unlike, I don't know. I just find it very weird that cheating is so looked down upon. I don't know if you're so good at cheating and you can figure these things out. That's pretty cool in my opinion. You figured out a skill, man. That's pretty sweet. Sometimes I feel as though some people go through school, like let's say I want to be a physical therapist. Well, you may be in school for physical therapy, but like, have you ever helped anybody in the gym at all? I mean, do you like helping people? Like legit? Are you good with old people? Do you like showing people how their body works? I mean, a lot of people choose their career paths just upon money numbers and stuff like that. I do not like that. That is not good. People think that when they go to school that I'm in school for photography. Not a lot of people know that. Sometimes I talk about it, but by no means when I'm done is there like a golden ribbon with me, with a pair of scissors where I cut the ribbon and there's a job waiting for me. That's not how it works in college, guys. Like a lot of people don't understand that. And it's like if you look at how many people have a job, they've got a job working at they're the manager of a clothing store or something like that. I don't know. And they've got a degree in art. It's like, what? I don't understand what that, I just don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I feel like the correlation between what you're taught and what you do, they should put people on a little bit more of a career path. I feel like a lot of people are accumulating debt in our school system. And sometimes when you look at the school system and you look at how much books cost, how much classes cost, my friend once told me the cost on her classes way back in the day. I was astounded. I could not believe how much money classes cost. And that was just at like an Orange County school that's pretty reputable. I don't even know the numbers on something like Stanford or Harvard or something like that. That's insane. Why in the world would a society charge its youth, its upcoming generations, money to educate themselves? How does that make sense? Wouldn't you? In my opinion, I feel like education, it should all be free. I know that would eliminate a lot of profit from this little profit system that we got going called the college system. But think about if education was free. Like if our society actually wanted you to be smart. They made it free. And our entire society would be incredibly smart for free. No one would have to pay for it. No one would have to pay for education. I don't understand why would a country, I don't get why a country would want its citizens to pay to get an education. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. I'm going to be honest. Like, I feel like it's in a country's best interest if all of the people that live there are very smart. I feel like there's going to be a lot of good problem solving. People that go to war, if they were in college first for free, like, I don't know. Well, maybe not for free, but a little bit cheaper or something. I'm not really sure. Some people might get mad at me talking about this subject. You might get mad at me that I think that school systems should be free. But it just doesn't make sense to me that there's so much profit being made off of people's education. I see it's really concerning to me. Like, I don't like how much money is made off someone getting quote-unquote smarter. And furthermore, actually, one thing that a lot of students complain about is how there's never new versions of the books made. And you know what? If you're going to charge that much money, and you're going to charge it's like $250 for a book sometimes, that book should come out every year. There should not be a used version. Well, I mean, I guess there could be some other kid could get it cheaper. I don't know. But if you're going to charge $250 for a book, that book damn well better change every year. There better be some different information in there. But from what a lot of people tell me is that these books they don't really change from year to year. They just kind of stay the same. That's concerning. Because guess what? We found out new things in a year. We did research about a subject. Let's say you were researching DNA research. If you bought a book on it last year, and then I bought the same book this year, that's not a real education if you think about it. It's last year's information, man. DNA, like in 1 year, DNA research goes pretty far. So I feel that book on DNA research, it should be a lot different. There should be some different information in there. I'm just saying. But instead, we get the same book, like in elementary school and all that, man. Do you remember some of the books that you were reading? They were like 5 years old, 6 years old. Now, that is discussing very ancient history and it's the basics. But they're sometimes they're doing the same thing in college. Man, I don't know. I just don't like how much money's being made, and I start seeing the paths, and it's terrible. It's horrible. There's enough on that subject. I'm very sorry. Okay, and my next subject that I will be discussing. Now, this is something, I'm going to put something to you in a certain scenario, and this is a message to women out there. I'm going to bet I'm going to have a lot of women mad at me right now, but you know what? I think I have enough guys on my side that I'm going to go ahead and say this. Let's go ahead and do this. All right. So I'm going to talk about yoga pants for a minute, guys, everybody, women, people, abalone shell princesses. Let's just say that I went out and purchased myself a garment that went over my sexual organ as a male, my penile instrument. Let's just say that I went out and I went to a store and I purposely bought a piece of black material that went over my sexual organ. And man, this black material, I made sure to get the thinnest one so that you could see every single contour of my sexual organ. And I made sure to get the one that made it look the biggest and the best, and it supported it the best, and it makes it look really, really good. And I even looked at it. I looked at myself in the mirror in the store over and over and over to make sure that my sexual organ looked the absolute best in this piece of black material. Now, I think I hope that you guys see what I'm getting at. So, these women go out and buy yoga pants, and they look at their butt over and over and over in the store. I'll say it. There's, Lululemon, man? What are those pants, like $120? I mean, wow, Like, oh my goodness. Now, I know that there are women in my life that I'm probably going to upset by talking about this, and I'm sorry, but these women spend like an hour buying yoga pants. Spend $120 on a pair of yoga pants, man, because they make their butt look good. And then when somebody looks at your butt in the gym, you get mad about it. That to me is very, very strange. If I went out and purchased a piece of black material that went over my penile instrument, and then I got mad at you for looking at it because I let it hang out there, and basically you could see every single part of my penile instrument. And I'm sorry, some yoga pants, you can start seeing inside of women. It's so tight. You're just like, what are you doing? It's going inside of your body. Your body is being a vacuum, sucking up the yoga pants. This is not good. I think they're a little bit too tight. I think maybe you're just trying to get dudes to look at you in the gym. Some of these yoga pants, man, like, you know, of course, my baby girl wears Lululemon and stuff like that, but she ain't sitting there, you know, when a dude looks at her nice big butt, she's not like, oh, hey, I can't believe that guy. Oh, grr. I'll even point it out and be like, hey, that guy was looking at your butt. And she'll just kind of laugh about it. It's kind of funny. Women get angry about you looking at them, man. It's like you're setting up a trap. It's like you're putting, let's say I'm a redneck in the forest. You're putting a 1989 supercharged Camaro, well, of course they're two-door, with mag wheels, real titanium lug nuts, headers coming out the hood, man, crazy flames, flame paint job, man. You're putting that in front of a redneck, basically. Like you're putting a brand new supercharged Camaro in front of a redneck, and you expect him not to look. How do you expect this redneck not to look? I mean, come on, man. It's crazy to me. And then you start. Then you do the sports bra yoga pant combo, and then you're gonna get mad at people for looking. All they put on television is pretty women. Like so many dudes are just like looking to look at a hot girl at the gym, and then you're just giving them the whole Thanksgiving dinner, man. I mean, how are they not gonna look? It's pretty much impossible. It's you doing it. You're trapping people. It's really weird to me, and I don't like when those same women. There's men that are guilty of it too, but it's like it's such a weird passive aggressive thing. It's so strange to me, and I feel bad. That there's women out there and men out there that think that literally all that is worthwhile in their life force is their physical body. That's it. Like there are some girls. I had a girl come in front of me. Oh, geez, I'm not going to say the date. One day when I was working out recently, this girl was looking at me from like, you know, across the room or whatever. This happens I don't mean to say it happens all the time. I don't mean to say oh, geez, I did not just say that. This happens sometimes. Some girl will be looking at me or whatever, and I will purposely not make eyes with them. I'm taken. I have a wonderful baby girl. She's the best woman on the planet. I love her. She is great. But you'll have some girl looking at you or whatever. I had this particular one looking at me, right? I'm working out next to the drinking fountain. I put my stuff down, and within literally 15 seconds, this girl's at the drinking fountain. What is she doing? She bends over, she pulls her little shirt up, and she makes sure to hike up her yoga pants so that I can see her butt completely. Make sure I can see fully inside there, all the way inside the cavern, I guess. Like, man. And then I thought to myself, I was like, you didn't play with your hair, you played with your butt. Wow. So, like, she walks up in front of me, and she decides to put the thing that she finds most valuable about herself, her buttocks, her butt cheeks. If you think about that, that's funny. That's the thing that she finds valuable. That's what she finds value in herself. She decided to present that to me when she took a drink at the drinking fountain. So, like, your life is, like, pretty cool. Like, we live in America, you get to do, like, a lot of stuff, but, like, the one thing that you think is cool about yourself is that you have a nice butt. Like, that's it. Like, you can't say that, like, you're in school for something cool, or, like, you know how to do rock climbing, or you're a boxer, or you're studying psychology, or something cool like that. Nope. I'm just going to walk up in front of you and, oh, look at my butt. Look at my butt cheek. Look at my butt cheeks. This is where poop comes from. Check it out. I put yoga pants on it. Look. It's like, what where is your value system? I don't understand it, man. Like, I just don't get. Everybody's so sexualized now. If you're not sexy, you're not worth anything. That's so terrible. And in fact, I'd like to say something real quick. I had someone say something to me the other day, and I'll be honest, it hurt my feelings. It's kind of hard to hurt LP's feelings. I'm pretty tough when it comes to that kind of stuff. People saying bad stuff about me. But this is someone it's going to be hard for me to say this and not have the person know who they are, but I don't care. I love them. They're a great person. This person basically accused me of, they said that if they didn't have the disability that they have, that I wouldn't have any interest in talking to them. And what I said to this person was, what if I didn't have a YouTube channel and I didn't have, like, a little bit of a handsome face? Some people call me handsome. Would you want to talk to me? And this person kind of coiled up into a little ball for a second in their head. I could tell because I called them out on something. And they said, well, and I said, well, so, okay. So then they finally came out and they're like, well, no, you talk to me. And I really enjoy talking to you. And nobody really talks to me ever. And I'm like, well, do you want to know why I talk to you? Because you just offended me by telling me that the only reason I talk to you is because of your disability. You're basically discrediting everything that, like, I'm about in this society, in this crazy world we live in. This person walked up to me in my gym. When I first started out, I was so skinny. Oh my gosh. This person walked up to me and said all these encouraging things. It was awesome. And all the way until now, well, not until now, but all the way through CT Fletcher, all this stuff, meeting all these famous people, all this stuff, this person has always come up to me and always talked to me like a normal person, has fun, can make me laugh, I can make them laugh. The main reason that I talk to this person is because they're comfortable enough to talk to me in front of everyone and make a fool of themselves, just like me. And we have fun and we joke around and it's great. That's the only reason. I'm not friends with this person because they have a disability. That's like a president, going around kissing babies or whatever to look good. That's not me, man. I talk to people because I enjoy their personalities. I enjoy making them feel better about themselves. They say encouraging things to me. That's what it's all about, man. If you're overweight, if you got a big weird tumor on your head, if you have one eyeball, if you're a weird old dude, there are plenty of awesome weird old dudes that I talk to. And in fact, well, not weird old dude, but you know what I mean. Some people think old dudes are weird. They're not weird. They're just old. When you get old, people think you're weird too. So just shut up about it. Anyhow, some of my favorite people at the gym are old dudes. Like, there is this one guy, I won't mention any names right now because I don't know if they want to be talked about. He has studied Buddhism from the age of 16. He is now almost 70 years old, and he is still studying. Do you even understand the kind of things you can learn from that person? It is amazing, man. Like this guy, I will come into the, I sit in the jacuzzi in the steam room like an old man all the time because I am an old man. And sometimes this guy will see me, he'll be like, your zhuzh is off. You have something about your aura. There's something about you that is not going, it's not right. There's something going wrong here, man. What's wrong? And I'll tell him what's wrong. And usually it's something really, really stupid and first world problem-y. And this guy will straighten me right out. He'll tell me something. Listen, man, just look at it from this angle. Look at it from the other person's angle and think about how much they don't like what you're doing or whatever he says. Man, this guy always straightens me out. It's crazy. It is awesome. And the reason I talk to him is because that. Not because he's old, not because I want to seem like a good Samaritan or anything. It's because this person has awesome, generally amazing things to say. And so that's why I speak to them. You know what, guys? I think that this LP Variety Hour, even though we're at 45 minutes and it is a variety hour, I do think it is getting just a little bit long. I do encourage you guys to check out my last upload with Toro Fitness. It was an amazing workout. I didn't even have to wear headphones during the workout because this gentleman is so motivational and he yells things at you as you work out, and not a lot of people are comfortable enough to do that. He is super loud, just like me and Brian, so it is very awesome. He actually started out his fitness journey. I believe he was actually homeless, living out of his car, and like literally trying to just barely scrub by. You can check out the entire video on my brother's channel. There's a whole chopping it up with him and Toro Fitness. Guy has a great story. Seriously, you guys should definitely go check out his channel. And that is going to be it for this LP Variety Hour. Make sure and get out there, my baby girls, and be positive. Don't let nobody get you down. You can do whatever you want whenever you want. If you want to dress in a tutu and wear a swimming cap when you train in the gym, guess what? You're in America. You're totally allowed to do that, baby girl. You can even eat oatmeal while you do that. I don't even know if they allow eating in your gym, but you can do whatever you want. It's America. Don't forget that, guys. Don't let people's embarrassment keep you down. Don't let what people think about you socially keep you down. That's terrible. That's a bad way to live. Don't live in that jail cell that you're creating of social anxiety. Get out of that. Please. Go out there, people. Kill your workouts. Go get it. This is so much motivation right now. I'm telling you to do so many things. And now I'm going to go ahead and end this LP Variety Hour. Thank you so much for joining me, people. I love you very much.